The earlier video was about defining assets and very basic usage. This time I want to look more at managing assets and moving them from, say, your trial, your tryout into an asset library. And a key thing with the asset library is to keep it small, because I would hope to put it on GitHub, but GitHub has quite reasonably a size limit that is not up to the size of even a kind of modest Blender file. I'll talk about a source, which is where you do your tryouts, and an asset file. So this is my source where I've been having a play, say, and I've decided that this thing here, standard bed, is something I'd like to have as an asset, but I don't want to mark it here. I only ever want to mark it in one place, and that place will be another blend file. And let's open up a new instance of Blender. In fact, I'll open up my blank one. Let's move it over here. Oh dear, I saved it. That's bad. Save that. So this is all this is going to store is assets. So what I've found, there may be many ways to do this, but the easiest way that I've found is to go into my source instance, find what I want for my candidate. So I've played with it. Let's say I'm happy with it. So here I'll do a copy, and then go to the target, do a paste, and there it happily pastes the object. But I don't necessarily want all of the objects, but it seems that that's all I can paste across. But what I can do, if I choose to, is to unlink this, and then it's visible as an asset elsewhere. Because actually this standard path is actually the host, is useful as a host, so I can actually see it at will. So I'll mark this material. Well, first of all, let's make sure that the material isn't appearing down here before we do a refresh, which is in the asset browser. It's not, so I will say mark that as an asset. Although the flashing screen suggested it did an auto refresh, it didn't in fact. So let's, interestingly, it's standard path it made an asset as well at the same time. Problem is I'm looking at the wrong area anyway. I should be saving this as one of the locations that is known to Blender, that I've told Blender is where the assets are stored. And I've talked about that in the previous video, so do a save as. So now that's in the agreed location for where assets get stored. Let's make sure it hasn't. So the asset browser is holding both Grass 2 as a material and standard path as a fully fledged object. So let's go back to the source. So go to my other instance. So this time, in fact I need a different one this time. So I want to open recent and go to this one here. Don't save it. And here I've got this gritty, it's actually wood chip, although it doesn't look a lot like wood chip here. And I certainly don't want that as an asset here, because it should have been marked an asset because this is where I play. So we'll clear that asset. And I'll just save it as I've changed nothing else. But I am, let's say, interested in it. I saw before that I had problems copying across the material, so I'm just going to copy across the whole object and then copy that, go back to the target, try Control V. It's gone, allegedly it's gone in there, but where the heck it is I do not know. So I'm not sure what the pattern is there. Also, I want to rename that. I don't want it called wood chip. And at the moment, wood chip, well, some form of wood chip is in there. Let's clear the asset. Don't know where it came from, but that's evidently now gone, and my debugger has confirmed not an asset anymore. Okay, if you say so, mark as asset, and it's now visible as an asset, but interestingly, I can't see car park in here at all. I might be doing something wrong, I don't know. If I create a dummy Shift A mesh plane, let's drag it out of the way a bit, and then let's unlink this. Let's unlink it so it's available, and let's delete it, and then on this plane, which I'll call wood chip, then here I can go into the material tab and click down the left hand here, and I find I've got wood chip. Now interestingly, even though it's not available, woodchip.01 is in there, but don't care about that. So now I've got some visible texture that I can use as a sample I can just look at. So, and I need to make sure that is marked as, of course it's marked as an asset. I'm in the agreed location for assets, and I've called it allotment.blend, and I'll just leave it there for now and save it.